Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a chart that is actually two charts in one, and that's a combination chart, and it's actually going to have two axes. It'll have a secondary axis. Now, we're going to start creating a chart from our first quarter produce sales. Now, I'm going to show you what we're going to be creating. This is what we're going to be creating, and it's got quite a few enhancements in here. You'll notice that we have the different produces, apples, blueberries, pears, and so on. But then we also have a line chart. Now, the actual produce items for the individual months, January, February, and March, are graphed using a column chart, but the total is graphed using a line chart. Now, the reason that we do that is if we included the total with a column chart, the columns would be really high for the total, and it would be hard to actually read how large or how much produce we are actually selling of each different type of produce for each month. So notice that we have a secondary axis. We have this axis ending at 4100 for the top, and the other y-axis ends at 1600. I also have an annotation on this chart showing that this uses the secondary axis for the line, and of course I've added an additional enhancement by throwing a picture in the background. Well, let's go ahead and get started to show you how easy it actually is to do this. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and select the data that I want in the chart. In this case, I just want the first quarter, so I'm including January, February, and March, the actual produce items themselves, and I'm also including the total that's going to be graphed eventually on the secondary axis. All right, after I have the data selected, the cell selected that I want in the chart, I'll go ahead and go into Insert, and I will just go ahead and choose Chart. I'll choose the top one here, which is a 2D clustered chart. Okay, well, it's not exactly what I wanted to begin with, so we're going to have to make a few changes here. But notice right off the top how the total columns are much larger than the actual individual items. Look at oranges. It's really, they don't compare. This graph is really not compatible, including the total. Well, I'm going to move this chart to its own page. Just makes it easier to work with here. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the way Excel graphed this. I don't want apples, blueberries, pears, apricots, oranges, and the total to be along the x-axis. I actually want January, February, and March. So I'm going to switch the row and the column data, and there we have it, just that easy. Okay, and again, you can see what I'm talking about here. The columns for the total are just way too large. I really should not have included these if I just wanted the individual items. Okay, so I'm going to change this now to a combination chart, but before I do that, I'm going to change my chart title just so that I know what I'm working with here, and we'll call that first quarter produce sales. Okay, next I'm going to select the total columns. Now, depending on your version of Excel, you may need to do this to switch into a combination chart. In this case, it's really not necessary, but it's helpful to do that. So I'm going to go ahead now. Once I have that selected, I want to change the chart type for just the total, not the others. I'm okay with a clustered column chart for the individual items, the individual produce items that I'm selling, but not the total. So I go to change chart type. Now, because I have that item selected and because our data is just not compatible, it says, hey, I think you probably want a combination chart. So I'm going to go ahead and select combination chart right here. Now, this is close to what I want, but notice that it's given me, if you're observant here, two lines. I really only want the total to be in a line chart. I don't want anything else in a line chart. And it's decided to do another of the produce items in a line chart for me as well. So I scroll down, I look at this list here, and it says that, okay, apples is graphed in a column chart. I'm okay with that. Blueberries in a column chart, pears in a column chart, apricots. No, I don't want a line chart for apricots. I want the 2D clustered column. I don't want a line chart for oranges. I don't know what it's thinking about here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose clustered column there, but I am happy with line chart for the total. Now, to add a secondary axis, which is that second y-axis I showed you in the example, all I have to do is just click right here and say, okay, graph that one on a secondary axis. So I'll go ahead and click OK, and there it is. It's much clearer now. I can see, almost see what the values of those apricots and the oranges and all the other items there that are of the little lower values. And I can see that the top value is close to a little over 4,000 for the total for March. And I can see that the top value for an individual produce item, which in this case is pears, is pretty close to 1500. Of course, if I just point to it, it'll tell me exactly what the value is. I could actually add data labels, which I have covered in a previous lesson, that will actually show me the values. Okay, well, the next thing I want to do is I want to annotate this chart so that when somebody is looking at it, they know that the line chart is using the secondary axis, and they should be looking at the secondary axis for determining the value for the different points on the total. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and insert here. I'm going to go to Format, and I'm going to insert a shape. I have several different kinds of shapes here. The example that I used was actually a call out, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick a call out here. I'm going to go ahead and draw a call out here, and I'll adjust this as I get going here, change the size here. Okay, I've got the call out. I don't want it to be in blue, so I'm going to change the shape fill. I'm just going to go ahead and say no fill. That will be fine in this case. I want to add text to it. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on that. Oh, that's giving me trouble here. Go ahead and click Edit Text. Now the font actually usually defaults to white. I want to make sure it's black here, and now I've got to change the font to black. I'll just type Use Secondary Axis. Okay, and I can go ahead and tilt this around here. And if I want to, I could even center that just to make it look a little bit better. Okay, so now we have a secondary axis. We have a combination chart. Next thing I'd like to do, just for fun, is I would like to go ahead and add the picture of the produce in the background. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to choose Format Chart Area. And I'm going to choose Fill. And I have all kinds of options here, but I want a picture. When I choose a picture, it defaults to a pattern for me, a texture fill. I don't want to do that. I want to insert my own picture. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Insert, and now I can bring in my own picture, my own produce if I did, my own company image. I'm just going to go ahead and choose Online Pictures for now. And I'll make sure that I'm using the Creative Commons pictures, that I don't have any problems here. But I'm going to go ahead and type produce. And let's search for a picture of produce. And let's see, I'll just go ahead and pick, I'll just pick the first one here just to keep it simple, and go ahead and insert it. Okay, and of course when I've done that, I've overpowered the chart completely, so the next thing I need to do is change the transparency, and you can experiment with that. You can just kind of click here. If you know what kind of transparency you want, just keep playing with it here. I'm just going to go ahead and change it to 75% because I think that's probably going to be pretty close to what I need. Okay, I could either make it more or less transparent if I wanted to. Now to kind of further enhance this, the last thing I'm going to do here is boldface my axis. And my primary axis, boldface the secondary. Let's go ahead and boldface the title here. Final enhancements here. Okay, and we're going to call that good enough. All right, so you've seen how easy it is to make a combination chart using a secondary axis. There are step-by-step instructions on my website. If you like this video, please consider liking it, please consider subscribing, and watch for additional videos coming out soon. And of course, there are quite a few other videos already out there. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.